guys who are familiar, yeah. So most of the guys like who are familiar to the RPA world or into the UiPath, maybe knowing about the UiPath orchestrator. So some might be in the session maybe thinking that whether we have the UiPath orchestrator monitoring, why we need to go for the insights or why UiPath came up with kind of a new product for the insight. So for the UiPath orchestrator, you know the monitoring, which will be giving a live data, but it will stay in the database for only 24 hours. So we can't see the historical data. So UiPath Insights is a tool or a product where we can see the historical data and we can see the real-time data which can be viewed anytime. So that is the why like UiPath Insights came in with kind of this and powerful embedded analytics tool. And if you see kind of an like a lot of there are a lot of current challenges which is in the RPA, because I am into the RPA world and I have see with the COEs and multiple business where they will be having a lot of challenges about the RPA. Okay, so let me just brief about the agenda here, like which I have missed it. Like, yeah, overview of insights. I will be giving an overview of insights, like what are the features of insights and why UiPath had moved to insights, and we'll be giving you the default dashboards and how you guys can configure that. Is an easy tool of how we have the in UiPath Studio drag and drop. The similar way is much easier. We have kind of an easily configurable dashboards which can be done without any technical experience, and I will be showing you how to manage and create the alerts. Okay, so let me just focus more on like why insights or in a deeper way, where first thing is that measure the RPA deployment. I can see like a lot of organizations have RPA from long time, but they are not able to measure it, or even to a management, if they want to send a report, they are struggling over there. It's because they can't give the performance or the accuracy level or the robot utilization in a much simpler way. So otherwise, like we used to connect to the other business intelligence tool like ClickTableau, but as we have the limitations or it's kind of an different license or different setup required, we are we people have a problem in that. So UiPath gives a measure, insights gives a measure to perform the accuracy, and Git gives the embedded dashboard, which is maybe I will just show deep dive into the session with the demo, where we'll be giving a nice dashboards which can be extracted, which can be sent to the management for the review or for the person. Okay, then the next is like optimizing the RPA process. So whenever we go down the line, we may need a lot of improvement. We may need a lot of guidance, which we may need to. So in this case, now the business analyst used to go to different reports, go to the daily runs and extract the report, check with the FTEs or check with the key users and get the reports. So now with the UiPath Insight, it will be much easier. The operational in the operational way, it becomes much easier even for a manager or from the non-technical, even from a CTO point of view, he will be able to use these kind of an insights tool, which give the specific about the details about the all the process. Okay, and the next is the scaling the RPA implementation. So it's like a strategy is like what is the business expectation, how much investment we need to do it for the next phase, what is the time saved or what is the cost saved over the. So all different related to the ROI, the return on investment, will be captured or will be provided in the case of UiPath Insights. Okay. Yeah, let me go deep into the insights where we segregate into the operational data points and business data points, because we have the orchestrator which is connected to the robot. But yeah, we have, as I mentioned, there are limited reporting in the orchestrator. So in that case, when we look for the operational data points, yes, it will be giving you an idea about like detailed idea about the errors, like what are the errors which we have it for, what are the recurring errors, so that how we can fix that or what is the workaround for that errors coming in. And it gives the robot utilization, whether we need to go for or buy a new robots, or do we need to have like more, if we have more process, how to manage the robots. And it gives the success success rate of the process, because the management need a report where they see the success rate, or when they move from the manual task, or when the team is doing, how is the ROI calculated. So, and it gives the success rate and the duration, how much time is saved. Finally, the calculation of the ROI comes in with the duration of the time the robot takes or the automation takes. So it gives the details of the duration. And we have few more like business points which I mentioned from the money point of view, or the ROI point of view, which will be given to the approval for the budget related things and the performance related. So I will be going through the default dashboards now, where we have all these operational and business data points in a pictorial visualization and good way. Okay, so this slide will be just discussing about the features of Insights. So what are the features? Basically, we have discussed mainly about the UiPath, why UiPath came to the Insights and what is the need of UiPath Insights. But let me go to the features here, where it will give the dynamic dashboards, which will be including the dashboards templates. There's a default templates which UiPath have its own, which is easy to copy and customize it with the which gives and detailed about robots, process, and queues. Next, we have the shareable reports. So finally, we don't need to have anything manually. It should be shared. There is an automatic trigger or automatic alert can be set up, where we have a lot of thresholds. For example, when we have a process, when the robot utilization or the savings has reached this much, you send an alert. So we have a beautiful option here to where we can custom alerts, where we can provide the alerts to the management, and definable KPIs where we can track the time and money saved, because it's something like everybody is going to scale up, buying on more licenses, moving from the on-premise to the cloud. So there are a lot of like enhancements or improvements which the management is looking for RPA. So for that, it will be a good tool where we can implement Insights, and it gives a clear idea about all the features. And the deployment option wise, yes, now it's even available in the automation cloud, and on-premise is also going ahead, where I will be showing the demo today with the automation cloud, which is just getting the license, getting the developer license, and getting the Insight license as per the requirement. Okay. Yeah, so this is the all around the UiPath Insights. So later things like I will be showing you a demo where how a beginner can start with Insights, and with how we can use the default dashboards and customize it. Okay, so let me go to the UiPath Insights. Okay, so if you go here, like all we have the cloud account here, where we have the cloud.uipath.com, where we have as you can see the orchestrator below that, like we have the Insights, and Insights is required with a different license. The license need to be assigned, and there should be special permission for which I will go through, where to create and change the dashboards. So how we have the orchestrator permission, similarly we have the Insight permission, and the users, there should be certain users which should be in the orchestrator, so that the same user can manage the same Insights also here. Okay, so that is kind of an like according to the licensing model, when we get the UiPath Insights default, it will be coming up with UiPath templates, which is the template created by UiPath for us to create our own dashboards. Okay, so let me go through the default dashboard, which itself gives a lot of visualization and the inputs here. So let me first go to the process one, where we will be having a much detailed way of all the process which might be executed. So let me click on here. So it takes up some time, just like coming up with all the visualization data, because it's connecting now to the orchestrator and getting the data here. So this have came up here. So it's taking some more time to get the detail of the job info. Yeah, So we have the report now because the live report which is connected with the orchestrator, getting all the data, getting all the logs and coming up here. So for the demo purpose, yeah, I have created like few process which I have run it and given it over here. So this is the process ran like for that. This gives an idea about like how many processes run for from the last maybe 30 days. I can put a filter over here where even I can give for a year to date, and there are more other options where we can give for that. For example, when we need it for a month or a quarter, we can do as per the filter and it extract the value in few seconds and show us the results. Right. And there are another few features of the filters where we can give any folders. And if you want more filters to add in, or if you want a specific process name which you need to track and see that whether we need to go ahead with this or how we can scale up the process. Okay, we can put the process name here for that, which gives the process run. And main key things are the new key metric which the business will be looking on for the success rate, whether it is successful for all the process ran, which will be giving the details over here with 45%. And the jobs info, like how many jobs were suspended from the orchestrator. So as of now it's 0. And the average run time, so which see for the suspended time, what are the average run time with which we can see the how much the time, how much the transactions completed, or how much is the job execution time. So this gives an long job duration where it will be including all the details here with the longest job duration. And here we have the option where we want to download the data. We can download this data and send it to anybody, or if you want to keep it for our reference, we can do that over here. And if you want to look into the further drill down, we have the process wise, which is the top 10 process run and status, which will be giving you the all the process with the details. And once if you click on this, it gives the much more details, or if you hover over here, it gives the all the details over here. And the management may be looking for the faulted jobs. So why there are a lot of process which is getting faulted, or what is the reason for that, how we can improve that, how we can increase the performance. So that all data can be come up by here. And weekly runs, like how as per the week, how many runs were executed, and as per the date also we can show this for the last week run. And if you drill down, we can give get a lot of errors, like which is specifically with all the error details. So these are the reason why the job have failed, and the robot name and the error details. So we can drill down and get all the details here depending upon the process. Okay, so this is a beautiful way the presentation of the processes where we can get all the details here. Okay, so once we have this, yes, we will have the multiple filters, and we do have the option where we can configure the process. Okay, so for that, like first let me go to the UiPath templates and finish off all here. So hope you are clear about the processes where it will be giving the details of the process. Then we have the concept of queues, where if a queue concept is used, because we recommend to use the queue concept, and queue concept wherever we use, we get a good report of the queue concept here, which also coming up and gives for last date. And as of now, I don't have any process that's looking as 0, but whenever we have anything over here, the queue concept all will be giving, all the queue items will be shown here, which are completed, which are not completed according to the transaction dates. Okay, then if you go, we have the robots, which gives an a lot idea about like whether we need to enhance with our, or when we need to upgrade with our licenses or not. So if you see here, it will give the robot details, which can be for an unattended and unattended case, which will be giving detail about the utilization per robot and per machine. Okay, if you see over here, yes, we have all the details here, plus the additional things which we have is the robot per the machine. So all the host name, and if you guys want to have or customize or add few more, yes, we have the options over here, which we can do that. And these are with the machines with the error. And sometimes when in the production, when we see there may be a process which will be running a month, at least one month, and we don't need to allocate a full robot license for that, because we can do the robot utilization. We can use that robot for some other process, develop some other process and do it. So we can see here the top busiest machine by process name, with which the process owner or the decision maker can look in and give a suggestion that, oh, here we can go with some other robot utilization options. Okay, so that is the of robots and utilization. And we have the attended robot reporting, which is will be giving you an idea about the robots and the execution date and all the process in detail, which have multiple filters, as I mentioned here, which the process, and it gives the unique process. There may be some process which will be executed again and again, maybe daily the job will be executed. The same way we can see the unique job, the process ran, all the details in details, and the success rate. It was successful because the process ran 6 times and it was successful for this much percentage. So we get the detail and the faulted rate. What is the faulted rate? So all trends can be shown here in this attendance reporting. Similarly, we have it for the business ROI. This is the one very important one, which maybe the business will be looking for to get on to the improvements over there. So this is something like the total time saved. So this ROI, business ROI one, is like very important for the management to show them like how the utilization happens. So if you see over here, it gives the total time saved, the money saved, and the goal for the year. And here the money saved for per process. So that is the thing which can be calculated as per the inputs which we give, which I will show like how we can configure that. And it will be something, see, if you see time saved monthly. So accordingly, we can see that for the October month, this much process have run and this is the time saved. Okay, so business ROI is something which management may look to customize or may need to change according to their business rules or business process. So I will go to the next thing where I will be explaining you about how we can customize this. Now we know the details of the default dashboards, which is already over here, but now I will be going ahead with how we can customize it, or how we can do the customization of the dashboards and the custom data into the insights. Okay, so let's take an quick one with the business ROI. So here I have, and this is the default one where we will not be able to have it indirectly here. So we have an option to download. If you download, we get a beautiful output, which we see here. This is the way like where we can extract it. So we can download, it will come to your download folder and you can take it as a reference. Okay, so it's getting downloaded now. Yeah. So if you see over here, like I will just like quickly show the output. See the whatever we have it in the screen, the visualization, we can download it in our system and we can share it. We have the automatic share or send delivery, which I will show you, schedule delivery. See the same which we have in the screen, it has saved in the PDF. We can save in different ways like CSV and other ways, which I will show you. Here is a direct way which we can download and do it. And here we have an option to copy the dashboard. Whenever we are customizing it, yeah, first we need to copy that and make our own changes. So quickly, let me copy to the dashboard, which is like, yeah, I had copied to my dashboard. So it will be coming up in the screen over here with the dashboards. Yeah, it correctly got up here. So here I have a lot of options where I can do or explore the new features of insights, which I will quickly go through here. For example, I like, do you want to have the time saved for hours? So I can click on the menu option, explore from here. We can explore more option, we can customize it. So if you see over here, these are the manual values which have here, which if you see over here, see these are the development cost, hourly cost, license license cost. These are the process manual values. And if you want to show it in a different way, maybe for example, it in a column way, we can show it in the column way. If it's a bar, or if you need it in a pie chart, we have all the options to do it in the similar way. And here we have an option of forecasting, where we can forecast the jobs or forecast the licenses like utilization for that, where it will be very helpful for the business to go ahead. And here we have a lot of options where we have the data drill down here. We have the option to add a new field here when we want to customize here. Here do we have an option to put the filter, do the calculations. For example, if you go to the calculation, we can do the calculations over here. Whether if you want to hide it, we can show it in the visualization, or we can hide it from here. So this is the way like where we can change and configure the data whenever we require or whenever we need the calculations. Okay, and here we have other way where I can just show you one more option where we can configure the data set, because I have already configured it, but where I can configure the ROI data set. Assume that the management is coming to you and saying that you need some more details or some more columns over here in the um, uh, data visualization. So, but default UiPath gives something else. So we have an option to add here. We can add approximately 10 fields over here, which I can add a new field for each process time, because the manual time we have an option to edit here, because this considered as a repository, as a data set here. So for example, for the AR Delta process, the manual time take is 10 minutes, and the hourly cost, that may be according to the how the FTE works and all. Assume that like we have this, and the development cost, how much was the development cost for this. See, accordingly we can give the data and number of FTE. It will give the calculate and give us the results. Okay, and as I mentioned, we can add a new column where we says that like maybe success rate. Okay, we can have that success rate, and that will be added to all the custom fields or whenever you create a new dashboards. Okay, so this is the way we can do it. We have two options. We can do it via process, we can use it via queue. So both have the same features to do it. And we have one more option where we can custom the data or configure the custom data. So you guys may be thinking that how we can customize the data here. Already data is from the orchestrator. Can we do some customization? Yes, we can do the create custom variables, which will be the in the studio when we run, we have the log messages, right? Some variable if we create over there, we can consider this. For example, for the data reconciliation process, I have data one, which can be a variable which is number one or number maybe string, date, time according to the variable type. And we have an option to save here so that it comes up to the ROI sheet or the customized report where we have it. Okay, so just I'm quickly showing you how we can customize the variable, the options over here. And we have another option which we, as I mentioned, in the dashboards, we have all the, this was the one like which I have created over here, which comes up with our name and the license here. And we may need a particular license, which is the manage access option here, which will be according to the user. So whenever according to the users, we have like multiple roles which we need to give over here, which as like admin, designer, editor, viewer, etc. So admin access is required when we want to have like how we have it in the orchestrator. The same, he have all the access to add and edit the changes. Even the designer have the option to change and edit and create the alerts. But for the business owners, maybe if you want to just give it as a viewer, we can give the license as per the ROI viewer and viewer. As UiPath had created special roles for ROI viewer, as ROI is something like which is confidential. So we have an option over here in the permissions where we can give the assign particular users with the corresponding permissions. Okay, so we have few options other than that, which we have The tenant option, for example, if you have a lot of users under the same tenant, you can just like copy that and put it over the tenant. For example, whenever we share the insights, I have created this, I want to share this. So I can share it with the tenant, I can duplicate it. If I share it with the tenant, it will go to the tenants tab, and whoever is part of, or whoever user is part of this tenant, they can go ahead and do that, look the report from here. Okay, so this is the option like where we have few customization, where we can customize the data here. Okay, and let me go to one more option where we have the download option, which I have already mentioned. Like we can download the part from here, and if I go here, we have an option. See, if I see, we have a downloaded option, multiple option where we can have it with the text, Excel, CSV. These are the different types where we can download the output from here. And the other thing, we have an option over here is like where we can download. Let me go to over here where we have an option of scheduling the delivery, where it will be giving you an option. Let me go 3 option over here. Here we have an option where we want to edit the dashboard, which may need sometimes a data or maybe a business analyst thing, but here we have the option to edit. Here we can go and do the edit. Maybe for example, if you want to move the tile to the top, to the bottom, we can do that option. If you want to duplicate the tile, yes, we can duplicate the tile. It comes up below with the new tile here. So we have a lot of options for editing, which looks like, for example, certain management have an presentation where they were using another business intelligence tool. But if you want to quickly migrate into insights and make the same, we can easily configure it fit from here. Okay, so that is a easy option where it's like very user friendly here. And if I go here, let me cancel this and go to the main option here, where I have an option to schedule the delivery. Let me save this. Okay. So even if I am making any changes to the ROI dashboard, yes, if you save it in a fraction of seconds, the new data comes in or the new column comes in and update it over here. If you see, I have duplicated it and I can see that here in the new dashboards. Okay, so it happens in like automatically here. And another option we have where we can manage the alerts, or where we will be let me go to the next slide where I will be creating and managing the alerts. So before coming to the alerts, let me show you like how we can schedule the delivery, or how we can how we create a trigger in orchestrator. Similarly, we can also do a delivery from here. So if I click on schedule delivery option, we have a lot of settings here where we have the recurrence, which can be sent now, right now, or monthly, weekly, hourly, and according to the specific months. We have a lot of options here, and we have filters where we want to send it maybe end of this quarter. We may need to send it to the CTO with all the details and all the detail. So this might be something which only the successful rate we want to send to the management. We can do the filter option here. We have advanced option, example like an automated email will be sending, but if you want to add any message over here in the body of the email, we can include that, and include table and shows all rows. So we have all options. Maybe if they want to take it as a printout and go ahead, yes, fit page to we can fit the page to particular required thing over here. So we have all the option, and other thing is the delivery time zone, in which time we need to deliver it. So however we create a trigger or schedule a job, similarly we can schedule this over here, and we have an option to test it now, where we can test it lively. Okay, so these are the options which we have it in the schedule delivery options, where we have it in the we have shortkey for Alt 5. This is for the recurrence and for the destination. So as of now, we have only for with you email. It will be an email, and it will be emailed to just like came up with my email ID now. But we can do an email to the third parties, or maybe to different management, or even who is outside the orchestrator, who is not a user inside, or even if it is outside, maybe kind of a CTO, we can send the email here. And how we will be sending it, or what is the output format. So we have three options: CSV, PDF, and PNG visualization. So these are the three options which which is available now, where we can have and send it across to the team. Okay, so this is the way where we can do the schedule the delivery, and which is kind of where here, as I mentioned, recurrence, the time, the destination, email, all things can be come up here. Okay, and let me go to the next slide where I will be creating and managing the alerts. So as we have discussed, like what are the default dashboards, how we can customize. Now how I can create the alert, because the management or process owner may not be able to come to the insight always, and you don't have the time to go and check every day. Yes, but an alert will be triggered to the team saying that, okay, the time saved have reached this. For example, if I click on an option over here, let me show it over here. So we have option, we have the option here where we have the alerts. I click on the alerts. Yeah, here we have total hours saved, because this is the filter which we require over here, total hours saved. So if it is greater than a particular value, or if the hours is saved, I need to show and give an alert or send an email. So as of now, the alert is sent in an email. Or if it is less than, just want to know whether the job is getting failed or the time saved is less than that, I may need to take, or the management may need to take some actions. So according to that, we can put it over here. And we have the options here for daily, monthly, or hourly, which can be triggered accordingly here. Okay, and as per the time zone, we can send it the selected time here and save the alert. Accordingly, it will be sending the alert with the particular email ID. And if you want to create multiple alerts, yes, we have the option that we can do that here. Right, and this alert options or the scheduled delivery will be useful for the management when they are into kind of even as of now, like when they need a new process to be implemented, or they want to look for certain new process, that might be very helpful. And as I mentioned here, when we edit the details over here, the customization, we have a lot of option to edit and customize that also here. Okay, and if you see for the UiPath Insights, some might be looking at how as it is a cloud, it is like hosted in the cloud, in the UiPath cloud. But if you have like your own cloud account, yes, we can link to that. How the same way the orchestrator works. So ideally, it should be like whenever orchestrator have a server, UiPath recommends to have insights in a different server, where so that it can go and look, or the user can go and look into that in the case of like on-premises. And you guys may be thinking that how the data is stored. As of now, it is stored in the like SQL database, in the tabular database, where it stores the data. Similarly, how the orchestrator monitoring does. Okay, so these are the things like which in the insights, if you want to look into or to explore, yes, a lot of options here which will be very helpful for the manager. And if you want to deep dive and just get the license from the insight license with the developer license, you can play around, you can create your own dashboards. And especially for the business, for the ROI template, for the ROI, we have a lot of options to do it. Okay, so yeah, so this is like I know, like maybe it may be much faster I had gone on, but yeah, I feel like you guys have understood this. And
Jithin,
yes, please.
Jithin, before you proceed, Gus has a question. If he may ask.
thank you.
Sure.
Can you please show us how to configure the ROI rule? Because how it is calculated.
Oh yeah, ROI rule. Yeah. So I didn't go in deep. So we need to first configure the ROI data set, because as you know, the ROI is something confidential and we don't know the data which is required, right? So we go here with the manual time, as I mentioned, for the process. So initially, first step is that we create the ROI data set where we go and save the data corresponding to it, because these time which the manual time which the before the automation happens, right? So that's business analyst or maybe the developer, the process owner should go and manually update here. So this is the first step which we need to do, create an ROI data set here before we create the thing. And the next step comes in, like, for example, when we need to configure the ROI data set, we can customize the variable or we can add the variable. Okay, after adding the variable, when I go here to the copied one, let me go to the dashboard. I'll just show. Yeah, let it come up here. Yeah, let it come up here. And if I explore from here, this is the place where we can do our own calculation, our own formulas according to the type required. For example, if you see on the in use tab over here, we have the custom fields which is over there, right? So similarly, we can click on here, and if you edit, let me go here. Yeah, we have an edit option where we have the expression here. So these are the inbuilt one which we have it. But if I understand correctly, the question how we can configure or how we can set up the rule here, this is the place where we can edit or do our custom expression here.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
yes. Okay, thank you. Yeah, maybe we can go to any questions if you guys have. Yeah, Arjun, like any more questions?
No, Jithin, you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's all done now. Like I had quickly gone through, might be faster, but I want to just like show all the features of the insights and like look forward. We have a lot of details here, even in the UiPath Academy, which we have a course here with the UiPath Insights, which have the cloud insights and 1 hour 45 session, which gives an diploma completion. And whatever I had given the session, all is same over there here. So I request all of the guys like who have missed the session, go and get this certification from here, UiPath Cloud Insight, which will give a much overview on the insights. And we have UiPath docs over here where we have including the overview, all the dashboards, and every details is set up here, including the installation if it is an on-premise one.
Jithin,
Yeah.
I raised some question in the chat, but I can ask you directly if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Yes, please.
Okay, my first question, currently, we have deployed the first Insight release that it was based in Systems, the old framework. I think the new framework now is based in Google, as far as I know. I already asked this to the support some time ago, if it would be possible to export my dashboard from the old Systems framework to the new release. Some months ago, they told me that there isn't any option to do that. I don't know if you know if this could be possible now, or I have to recreate all my dashboard.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, you mean the version of the insights or version of the orchestrator here?
Version of Insight, the previous version, we installed, I think 2 or 3 years ago, the first release of Insight that it's based in the framework is Sysense, the technology behind the dashboard.
Yeah. You're right. Like it was not there earlier, like where we can down. If I'm not sure about that, if I see like your team is working on that, where we can export into the new version, I guess.
Okay, another question that I'm really interested to have one report for the most common system exception by process, okay? I don't know, well, I guess this can be possible. If you can give me some guidelines how I can create this most common alert by more system exception than business exception. And also, I would like to get this report from the orchestrator level. I know that, for example, in the previous version of Insight, I didn't have an overall view for all the tenants. So, so if I want to create a report of system exception, I have to go tenant by tenant. Do you know if we can also have this global report including all tenants, or I have to go tenant by tenant?
Oh, yeah. So let me take the questions one by one. For the first thing, if I understand correctly, the reason or whether system exceptions. Okay. So as of now, like we have the reason over here where we give the get the error details, right? So this error details is something which can be system or a business exception. So if you want to have specific to the system exception, yes, we can do that. We can customize it, but we need to create a custom variable. As of now, we don't have it in template. We need to create a custom variable. Maybe in the studio, we should log the message, and we need to get that as an exception and show it over here. So yes, for that answer is yes, we can do that, but yeah, we may need to do some customization in the report. Okay, and the second one, yeah, thank you. And the other one, like which is related to the orchestrator, the reporting one, which may be the tenant one, which you mentioned, right? So as of now, with my understanding is that like tenant, maybe I can check and come back to you on that. In the tenant, yes, yeah, I need to go the tenant wise tenant, because that is the permission or the authority the UiPath gives here, where we can't directly go and to the all tenants and do it. But I need to check like whether do we have an options in the new feature or not, and I mean the new version or not.
Probably it is not available, but it will be great. Like in the orchestrator, we have the host admin that we can see details for every tenant, the license, consumer, and everything. It would be great if we have also inside admin, global admin, and I can prepare some kind of report like this for support. It will be fantastic.
Oh, yeah. We do have an access for the admin, but like for the tenant wise, like for the different tenants, maybe we need to check on that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we are in the last minutes of this session. So if anybody has any questions or queries, please do not hesitate to raise your hand and ask them. Okay. With that in mind, thank you, Jithin, for the great session. It was very insightful. So, thank you for that. We'll move over to the next part, which is the Menti quiz. So I'll share my screen first, and if all of you could get onto your mobiles. And if you can log on into www.menti.com, and this is the voting code. I'll paste it on the link on the chat as well. That is 19703391. Or you could just scan the barcode as well. I'll move on to the Menti screen. I can see some folks joining. Okay. Let's give it one more minute. Okay, I think we're good to go. So we'll go with the first question. The one who answers first gets the more points. The first question is, do users of Insights also need to be users of Orchestrator? Options are yes or no. You got 20 seconds to answer this. So the answer is yes. And the reason being, users of Insights must always be users of Orchestrator because of the licensing, etc. So,
Yeah, I read.
okay, moving on to the next question. Sorry, the leaderboard first. I hope, Jithin, that's not you.
Yeah, I also hope. Is that you?
It's not me.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
other Jithin is fastest.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes, we have two Jithins in the call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
JP.
yeah, Jithin.
Okay.
Okay.
You.
Okay, moving on to question number 2. Can Insights and Orchestrator be installed on the same server? Two options again, yes and no. So the answer being no, it has to be installed on separate servers. Jithin, would you like to elaborate on this one?
Yes, yeah. So what we recommend here is that, yeah, Orchestrator can be installed on the same server in the case of like on-premises. But now as we have the cloud, we have the other option. But yeah, so we can't install on the same server.
Yeah, okay. So let's see the leaderboard. Okay, both team make both faces leading.
Oh.
Don't know who's
I am.
is it. But okay. Guess that's you, is it?
Oh. Thank you.
So I think we missed question 3 of
3, I guess, yeah.
sorry about that.
Mm.
Where does Insights store data? The options being Insights stores data in a separate SQL columnar database, Insights stores data in a separate SQL row database, or Insights stores data in a separate SQL tabular database. So yes, most of you answered it right. It's the first option, that Insights stores data in a separate SQL columnar database. Okay, let's look at the leaderboard now. Okay, Priya is leading. However, Gopika, you were fastest, but Priya is leading the leaderboard. Okay, question 4 of 5. What is the desired format to export the dashboard tables? The option being CSV, XML, or document. Doc file, sorry.
Yeah, doc file.
Okay. So all of you answered the right one.
The option was tricky. Yes. Thank you.
Let's see the leaderboard now.
And we have one more question. So the last question will define the leader.
Yes, it will. Yeah, it's okay. Priya is reading.
So for now we have Priya maintaining her position. Let's see if she manages for the last question.
Okay, last question. Is it possible to drill down from the dashboard to queue item? Options being yes or no. Yes, so the answer is yes, it is possible to drill down through the widgets.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the leaderboard now. Okay.
Okay, so Priya is our winner.
Congratulations.
Yes. Priya, if
Congrats.
possible, can you please in private message send me your email address so I can send you the winner's voucher? In Zoom chat, just in a message only to me. Please send me your email address. I think we're on top of the hour now, but do you think we have any time for a bit of Q&A? I've seen questions in the chat. I don't know whether all were addressed.
Yeah, all were addressed, Christina, and we did ask in between, but nobody raised their hand. So I think we're good to close the session. Thank you all for joining this session, and I hope you had a good session and you're going back with some learnings. Yeah. Any last words, Jithin, Juveri, or Christina?
No, we will have the recording and the deck tomorrow up on the event link. So it's the exact event link where you registered, but you will also receive it by email. So in the wrap up of the event. Thank you, Priya, for the email. And if you have any follow-up answers, you can just address them to community.uipath.com. Or community@uipath.com, actually. So yeah, I hope this was useful for all of you. And please also send us or connect with me or Arjun or Juveria for any upcoming things you would like to see in the London chapter. So if anything is of special interest to you and you would like to see a session on it, just please send us an email and tell us what you would like to see in the London chapter.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Christina. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Christina, Arjun.